All right, then it's time for our final conversation of the day, and on the couch we're about to have an interesting chat.
Yes, we are. We have an award-winning actor, Seun Kentebe, who won the award for Best Actor of the Year, MSAA 2018. And of course, he has worked with notable directors such as Kyle Peters, Bumi Davies, Yemi Jola Osho, and other top-notch filmmakers.
Yes, so fun fact, one of my first ever performances on
Stage,
screen
okay,
was with Seun Kentebe.
Wow.
20 years ago this year.
Wow.
2003, Twilight Zone.
I think, yeah,
2003.
2003.
Oh, you were in Twilight Zone?
I was in Twilight Zone.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yes, so he was one of my trainers then.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
so he looks very young, but don't look at him like that.
Don't
like,
let look deceive you.
put respect on that name. It's great to have you here.
It's great to have
It's
you
great to be here.
Yeah. All right. Now let's talk about your journey in the industry. You've been here for quite a while.
Yeah, surprisingly. I'm grateful for longevity. I'm grateful for staying power. Okay, so it kicked off 2001. I think we auditioned
3
for.
years ago.
Yeah, we auditioned, yeah.
Yeah, we auditioned for this group called Cypress Associates.
Oh, okay.
Time was run by Kyle Peters and Biola
Right.
Aloba. And well, my first audition, and I failed it. I failed it woefully because actually, I think at the time I was pursuing a music career. I was more of a rapper. Please don't ask me to rap. I don't think I've not done that in a long time. You know. So Biola called us back and said, okay, you know what? We can train you guys. At least give you rudiments of stagecraft, and then you can use that in your music career. And I said, okay, no problem. Let's try it out. And then they were doing all these weird things, all these terminologies and everything. And I was like, okay, how is this going to help me out? So most times, 4 p.m. I would duck out because I was training at the sports center at the time. So KP called me one day and said, where do you keep running off to every 4 o'clock? I said, I train at the sports center. Like, okay, can you at least try this thing out give us like a month. If it doesn't pan out the way you expect, go do your other thing. I was like, okay, fine, no problem. So I stayed back and then started training as a stage manager. So there was this production we were preparing for, I think it was called Double Jeopardy at the time. And the lead actor traveled. He belief was that he'll be back a week before the production kicks off. Now, by some miscalculation, he realized that he was going to come back a week after.
Wow.
So we had to find a lead actor
Wow.
for that production. Akipi says, okay, Sean, so you're playing it. I'm like,
What?
me, how? I don't know how to, I can't act to save my life. I was like, well, you have a week to act to save your life,
So just do it.
so to
that was
speak.
it?
And that was it.
Wow.
So got on stage, did what we needed to do. It was frightening, but it was exciting. And then, of course, back then, Queen's College was the trial by fire for any thespian in Lagos.
They used to come and perform at QC.
Oh, boy.
And that's like hundreds of girls, teenage girls, are either there to cheer you on or boo you off stage.
Wow.
So that was it. If
That
you
must
could
have been
perform
really
there,
scary.
Oh,
Then
oh,
you
it
could
was.
perform
Oh,
anywhere.
it was. Because I remember my experience. It was mostly cat calls, boos. Oh, what does he think he's doing? So in my mind, I was like, okay, I just messed up this production. I went backstage. I was really sad. KP was like, just calm down, don't worry. And then the prefect came up and said, okay, so if you'd like to take autographs, please step this way. And then there was this tsunami.
Oh.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you were wonderful. Can I have your autograph? And I'm like, these are the same people that just said I wasn't wonderful. What happened?
Interesting stuff, really. But then, of course, there's a big hop, skip, and jump now to the way shows are being done today. Let's talk Itura. Is it Itura?
Yeah, Itura. Yeah.
Itura.
Itura. Okay, so what does it mean? What is the title?
Okay, so Itura basically means relaxation.
Okay, all right.
State
And there's a
of
whole
rest.
series about this on African Magic. It's been nominated quite a few times, and you were nominated for...
No, I was. The show was nominated.
The show was nominated
So
for...
it's like a win for everybody.
Yeah, for Best Telenovela.
There's best original telenovela.
Best original telenovela. Okay, so now let's talk about your role in Itura. It's a quite, it's a compelling one, right? It's so I mean, it's your first epic movie.
Yes.
So talk to us about your experience, during the production?
Okay, so the character's name is Laduba. He's a businessman, or at least that's the front.
Yeah.
He's a businessman, but he's also a smuggler.
A greedy
Very greedy, cunning businessman.
businessman.
And he's friends with the lead character called Odejimi, who's played by Austin Onuoha. And basically, he's just Odejimi's guy. And Odejimi has plans to become king. He makes sure he funds his dream, so to speak, of course, with an agenda. Mind that, okay, once this guy ascends,
Exactly. You get
there's something for him.
For you.
You know, basically chasing the Otumba. That's basically the commerce aspect of Ibaokuta. And it's been a lovely experience thus far. I remember auditioning for it. I'd send the self-tape to James and all, and when I got the call back, it came at a time when things were just not working out. So I got back home and my wife just said, check your email. And I checked and congratulations, you got the gig. And I'm like, okay, this is a big one and everything. So what does it entail? And okay, you're going to be camped, 260 episodes. So there's accommodation, you'll be driven from. I'm like, okay, this is Hollywood standard.
Wow.
You know, we're liking this. Let's see if it plays out the way they actually say it is. And it actually did play out. But of course, with all the comfort came the stress. I mean, having to shoot under some extreme conditions. You're under the sun for like 3/4 hours of the day.
Wow.
You know, and then you go back, to rest, and then you have a 6:30 call time the next day.
Wow.
But
260 episodes is a lot of episodes.
It is a lot of
episodes. That took what?
So.
How long did that take to shoot?
Oh, that took 9 months.
9 months.
Initially 8, but then we had a break, so it spilled into the 9th month.
How does this affect other aspects of your life? So, for example, you're a husband, and then you also have other things that you're doing alongside. How does that affect, all these other areas of your life?
Well, we try to juggle, we try to be as multi-tasking as possible in that regard. I would say as regards the home front, my wife is someone who's very understanding. There have been periods I've been away for weeks, months, but we make sure that at least we establish a line of communication. Sure. At least, okay, I know you're fine, she knows I'm fine, and, the work goes on. I think the only thing it may have affected would be other projects. Because it's schedule-based, and then, having to tell them, okay, so I appreciate you wanting me on your project, but I have to wait for the schedule to come out. And then the schedule does come out, and you find out your week is booked. Yeah, sure. But
I wanted to talk about, how demanding it is to be on a set like that, especially working with other characters, working with a lot of egos, balancing things out, especially since you're not a small boy. You've been there, you've done this, your skills are on point. I know this from personal experience. And then you come across people with probably not as much of a work ethic as you, probably a lot younger than you as well. So how are you able to manage those relationships?
Well, I would say for the greater part, a lot of younger actors that I worked with also came with some very amazing work ethic.
Okay.
And it's just maybe like a few who aren't really, a few greens who aren't really versed in business. And then we also need to understand that management comes in. So you just manage expectations. Okay, this guy may not be, maybe tardy, may be unruly on set, but there's a job that needs to get done. So I just have to employ that tactic of befriending such individuals and going, look, you know what, we've got a job to do. We don't necessarily have to like each other, but at least for the sake of believability, let's just do everything that needs to be done to ensure that this thing comes out smoothly. Because at the end of the day, no one is going to point fingers at the production house, so to speak. It's the actors. We are the faces of the production. So, and the audience, they're very cerebral. They can tell when there's no chemistry. So if for the sake of a good show, you have to fake that chemistry. You have to fake that bond with your co-actors so as to establish good chemistry. Do that.
All right. Honestly, I want to really dig deeper, but I just want to mention that, we're rooting for you for the AMVCA.
Thank you so much.
And we're definitely going to be looking out for you on screen in your latest project.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
To it.
Okay. And